Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another first Descendant video. So the new update is live and one of the very first things I did was to test the external components and the reactor enhancement. So as you can see here, I have the same reactor I showed you the other day and I'm going to enhance this one. So the way this works is you start off with 5,000 per option. So this will cost 5,000, this will cost 5,000 for the very first time. So it's showing 10,000 because we're doing both of them together. It'll show you how much it'll improve. Okay, so it'll go from 67 to 68. However, if we get a critical success, it'll go up to 69. For here, 27.6 will go up to 28.2. Now, I did not need to increase the cooldown, but there seems to be no real way of just picking one or the other. So I decided to max it out and see how much it can cost. Now, I've been playing the game since launch, so I have almost 5 million of these things, nano compound and quantum crystals as well. I'm almost at 5 million. So first time it will cost me 10,000, then 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. Now, another good thing is if one of these gets maxed out before the other one, you'll only pay for one of them. So what I'll do is, because I recorded this as soon as the update was live, I'll just run this through and you can see for yourself. So first attempt, when we press this, it'll be 10,000. You can see this goes up to 69. Okay, 68 to 69, 28.2 to 28.8. This will be the next one. So let's do this. And once again, we go 28.8 and 69. This will go up to 70 and it will turn gold. Okay. Next, this is gold. This is 29.4. This will go to 30. If we get a critical success, it will be 30.6. No, we did not. So this is 30. Now it will cost 50,000. So now it will cost 50,000 each time. Now this should be getting maxed out very soon. See, now this is gold. This is maxed out. So now it's going to cost half just for this. Okay, and now we got a critical hit. Now that one, let me just rewind that. That last one was a critical success. So if you see here, 31.8 to 32.4. So if I roll this, it will be this normally. But if I get a critical success, it will go to 33 and max it out. And you see it sort of goes red when it's a critical like that. And then we got the full. So this is done. This is the reactor fully enhanced. As you can see here, cooldown is 74 and crit damage is 33, fully maxed out. Okay, now I'll do the same thing for the components. So you can see here, this one is 663. Let me show you the health as well. So 8,184, that is the health with 673, I believe, right? Let me see again. So max HP is 663, okay? MP recovery is 2.79. We can also finally see what the max numbers for these things are. So now if we go down here further and we select the auxiliary power. So now you can see once again, it'll cost 2,000 for the first time. Okay, this will go from 663 to 689. If we get a critical success, it will be 715. For this one, 2.179 or to 2.219. Both of these are fairly similar. Both of them are in the sort of purple range. Now, another thing I would recommend is, now that we can do this, I would still say at least try to get double purple rows, because I have later on a component with a blue and you'll see how much longer it takes to get the blue done. So you can see this one is in the gold now. You're not getting any critical successes. This is completed. So now it'll cost half instead of 10. And now we get fully maxed out health, 914. Okay, so we look back into this. You can see our health has gone up quite a bit. 2.454 is the maximum. 914 is the maximum HP roll you can get here. And now we'll go and work on the other parts, the memory next. So, okay, so we have the memory. Now notice with the memory, the defense is already gold. It is closed. This is still very close to gold. So even one roll of normal will take us into gold. You could stop there unless you have a lot of these. I have a million of these and they cost 2,000 at the start. So first attempt will be 2,000. Then it goes to 4,000. Then it goes to 6,000, sorry. Then it goes to 8. This time both of them should be maxed out. So that is done. Now the final component, now this one here first, the processor. You can see both of these are very close to the top. 485 to max 85. 85 is the max, and A3 is the max over here. So we'll just run this a couple of times. See, this one is already done in one attempt. So this is still staying at half the cost because we're not doing anything to this one. And this is maxed out as well. And now we are going to take the sensor, and the sensor is an interesting one because our max MP is almost max. So 159 is the maximum, we have 158. This one is only blue. Look at this. This is only up to here. It'll take a while to get here. However, the good thing is one roll and this will be maxed out. So we'll only be using this one. So it will not cost us as much. So either go with stuff that is like double purple to try and max it out to the golds, or go with something like this where one item is almost maxed out, so you are only using half the cost after one or two attempts, even if you're going with the blue. Now, MP recovery in combat, these things are not that important, but now that we have the option, I wanted to have a fully maxed out set. And with this one, once I have this fully maxed out, then I won't need to do this anymore. I won't have to bother hunting for this reactor. I can scrap everything because the chances of getting anything similar to this is very, very slim, because we've been playing the game for so long and we still haven't found that. So I've managed to, in 5 minutes, do this for something that had not happened so far. Okay, you can see now this is completed. Now keep an eye on this critical success thing. So normally it will go from 217 to 221, but on a critical success, it will go to 225. Okay? No critical there. This time critical will take you to 229. Nothing. 233. That is a critical success. Okay. So now instead of 229, this will go to 233. Okay. Next is 241 will be the crit. No. 245 will be the crit. 241 will be normal. Nothing. Now it's coming to the purple, and it's still going to cost us 5,000 instead of 10,000 because we're not using this one. Again, nothing. 253 will be the critical. Yes, this is a critical. So instead of 249, it'll go straight to 253. Okay, 253. Again, nothing. 265 would be the crit. Again, we got a crit. It's gone to 265. 273, 277 would be the crit. We're now in the gold. And I can add another crit, 281. Now max is 287, 285, and 287. So now I finally fully enhanced all my external components and the reactor. You can see max HP, max MP. Finally, we have the perfect rolls, perfect quad rolls by doing this. You can see 9,100 health. The reactor is fully enhanced. And so this is how you can see the crit damage has reached maximum as well, 5.175. I mean, depending, you can add modules, but with the components and stuff, this is the maximum. So now my Inez is fully enhanced, fully maxed out. And also with the update, they have fixed her targeting issue. So Inez should now be back to #1 spot again, and people will start asking for nerfs again. So yeah, there it is. But yeah, this reactor enhancement is fantastic. Again, I would say go for the most important descendants, and any part that is missing something, like for example, the HP here was only 663, which meant I had 8,100 health. With this one, now I'm at 9,100 health, almost 1,000 more health. So this is a big change. My MP is now maxed out at 420. I was at 419 before because I already had a good one. And this one has been increased as well. Cooldown was already more than enough, but everything is now perfect. I don't have to think about hunting for external components as long as I'm using this setup. 2 pieces from Hunter, 2 pieces from Supernova. What I'll do is, again, the important component sets, I'll look at the descendants that I play, let's say Freyna, Bunny, Glay. I'll enhance their external components and main reactors, and then then I can look at others. But yeah, this is not meant to be like done for every single part. Do it for the important ones, do it for the stuff which has 2 purple rolls, and perhaps like I showed you with the sensor, if one item is fully maxed out gold wise and the other is blue, you can spend a little bit on the blue as well. But now you have a direct way of picking the right stats and then enhancing them without having to farm endlessly for days and days. So this is a big change. A little expensive in my opinion, especially for newer players who may not have dismantled so many to have nano compounds and stuff. But if you have the resources, this is a great thing. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I have a lot of other videos planned. I wanted to get this out there first because this is kind of important and I've been waiting for this. But yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know your experience if you have tried this, and see you next time.